Creekside Cigar Co. What's going on? Welcome back to the pod. Today I've got a very special guest all the way from Tampa, Florida. Cigar TV's very own Sean Mobley.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Creek, brother.
Dude, this place is incredible, man.
I appreciate you being here. And all of us, legitimately, and a lot of our customers who watch Cigar TV up here on a regular basis appreciate the work that you're putting in to create something that I think cigars as a whole, as an industry, has needed for a really long time. And when I look out at all these other industries in the craft spaces, beer, wine, coffee, there's that hub of content that takes you to all the places that you can't go. And we have historically not had that. And so anyway, it's an honor to have you on the podcast. I want to hear your story, how this all happened. I want people to go check Cigar TV out beyond just your YouTube channel, like it really interacting with it the way that you built it to be. And I want to smoke blind.
We're smoking
because I've never seen you smoke blind.
No.
On any of your stuff.
No, never.
The pressure's on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have no idea what this is, but I'm gonna enjoy it.
So anyway, welcome.
Yeah.
I would love for you to give people a little insight just to kick it off, like about you and then kind of how Cigar TV came to be.
Yeah.
And just let them hear it.
Yeah, man. I have no background in the cigar industry. My family was in the industry. My granddad is actually from Kentucky, so not too far from here. Frankfort, Kentucky.
Did he do tobacco?
Yeah. To my knowledge, he was the first person to ferment tobacco in bourbon barrels back in the day.
Okay.
To my knowledge. But yeah, man, I was a ball player, played in college, got into some trouble, drugs and alcohol, had to get cleaned up, and I ended up in Tampa. And as soon as all of that happened, me and my father had the idea to create a cigar television channel. Sitting down watching the game with him, smoking a cigar, and where the hell are the cigar commercials at? There's everything else, right?
Yep.
And it all kind of spiraled, man. I created a software like Nike ID for sneakers, but it's for cigar bands. And I was opening a private lounge on 5th Ave in Ybor, and it all fell through. So we just started shooting content, jumping around lounges, and it all picked up at the same time. One of those odd or God moments, man. But yeah.
It all picked up last year.
We started this 3 years ago. We've been shooting content for about 2.5.
When did you start publishing the content?
A year ago.
Okay.
About a year ago, yeah. I think we reached out to you guys a little under a year ago, so maybe 9-10 months. But yeah, we started putting content out about a year ago, man. And we do everything. So Cigar TV is a global streaming channel dedicated to the cigar industry and lifestyle. We're currently on Roku, Distro TV, Freecast, 12 other streaming services, 37 countries. We shoot 5 original shows. Unrolled is what we shot today. So we go lounges, distribution centers, and factories. Shot over 100 lounges, about 20-something factories, a bunch of distribution centers. We break the places down like we did today.
Yeah.
Do a burn rate show, kind of like you guys, trying to change the review rating game in the industry with 2 tobacconists, Brian Bass and Chris Kelly. We do a presentation, flavor profile, burn performance, and smoke assessment, all different variables under that. Show people why cigars are rated, what they're rated. Behind the blend, sit down with brand owners, reps, whoever in the industry wants to tell a story. We break down the product, the branding, hear their story, tie it all together to a 22-minute episode. Cigar Essentials is like QVC, slinging product with Howard G out of Orlando and his wife Rachel G. And then the last show we're about to launch right now is Lounge Life, which is like Pawn Stars. We're shooting season 1 at Grand Cathedral, just finished it up. Very excited for this one. So instead of selling stuff, it's people saying, hey, I'm from Ohio, visiting Tampa. I want something with Tampa roots. The tobacconist will show them some options. We do 3 of those an episode and tell a storyline throughout. Kind of little reality
is so
life.
Sick.
Yeah, man. Towards the end of the year, we got some more lifestyle stuff coming up. I can't say too much about that stuff, but more shows on the way. We spoke about one last year. We're pushing back, so I'm excited for that one as well.
That's the one I'm waiting for, dude.
Yeah, I know. You guys are going to be my first call.
I'm very excited about that one. It truly would be a dream come true to me. So Lounge Life. I want to ask about this because it's really interesting to me. How do you even go about producing a show like that? Like, do you have the crew in there? Or are you setting up like GoPros around? Like, is it?
No.
Okay.
It's very run and gun.
Yeah.
We got two cameramen, gimbals, cross shoot everything. We bring in. I put out a flyer on Instagram.
Yeah.
Like, can anybody come by? Grand Cathedral collabs, and people eat it up. Grand Cathedral
Yeah.
got a great following out there in Tampa. Cross shoot that stuff, and then Dom and Eric are the tobacconists there. They do a very good job of on the spot acting, I would say. So I kind of give them a script and a storyline, and they run with it. And we shoot for way longer than we need to.
Yeah.
So we can pull what we have to. So
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go from wanting to open a members only lounge in Tampa or in Ybor. Where does the passion for, maybe not even passion, where does the skill set for video and production and all of that come from? And then how on earth are you the first person to get it on something other than YouTube?
Right.
Like Roku.
Yeah.
Because my first thought is, I didn't even think you could do this.
Yeah.
So then I saw you do it. I'm like, how did he even make that happen? And how did this all start and why? So like, what's your background with production, setting all this up, and then distribution? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
what
man.
you guys have been able to achieve in a year.
Yeah, I am the most unqualified person to be doing this.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah, man. I'm a big believer in just jump into the fire and figure it out.
Yeah.
So that's what we've kind of done here. And I mean, there was a lot of shows and stuff we shot in the early days that is just not usable content, I will say.
Yeah.
But the passion, I don't know. I found it in the cigar industry. It feels like a purpose almost, like we were talking about earlier, community. I find it in that. But yeah, my father owns Freecast.
Okay.
It's a streaming service, content aggregator. He manages over 700 channels, does a bunch of stuff for people.
Wow.
So he is like Jerry Jones. I'm the coach and the quarterback. So we kind of make it happen in that aspect. But he is the brains behind all of this. I am just creative, run and gun, hit the road, make it happen. With us managing the channel and handling everything on our end, we run into less issues. There was obviously hoops in the beginning with tobacco.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of no, and we just kept going. And we're on Roku, Distro TV, Freecast, and 12 others right now. So,
And all across the world.
yeah, 37 countries. We just hit 1 million minutes streamed on Roku, and we haven't marketed a thing. So it's a
Congratulations.
yeah, man, 16,000 hours, and that's not huge numbers. I mean, it's pretty big, but it's not there's a lot more room to grow.
Yeah.
There's a lot more room.
And when I look at the total picture of all of the shows and the content that you guys are producing, the ones that I'm most attracted to, I think, are the ones where you're on location in these different areas. But then I found myself watching the ones where it's like the consistent set with the consistent people.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I really feel like this, like, cigars are having a moment here. Like, we have like a legitimate channel.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't all just, let's figure out something to shoot this week. It's the consistency of it, which takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's not arguably more than just to like show up and shoot and figure it out later. You're like, no, this is the set. This is the goal. This is what we do every week, day in and day out. Talk to me about how you set up the shows. Like, why did you pick the ones you did? What is the value that the consistent shows bring versus the on-location stuff?
Right. Yeah. It's tough in the cigar industry, right? Because I can't hire the host of the show full time, right? They have jobs and families and things like that. But we have found, just the two tobacconists on burn rate. Thursdays are our day. We shoot 2 shows a day. It's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Behind the blend is kind of scheduled like when we have, and that's why we're in Tampa, Cigar City. There's always reps coming in. There's always owners of brands. There's always people stopping through. So we're always scouring social media. Who's in town? Get them on the phone.
Yeah.
Come in here. I need you for 2.5, 3 hours. We're making this happen. But on the road show, man, it's just kind of, do we want to go to DR this week? Or Nicaragua this 2 weeks? What do we want to do here? I don't know, man. It's just, and the shows we selected were kind of all touch something different in the industry. And obviously there's more, like I said, it's a lifestyle channel, so there's more stuff coming out. But we feel like we covered 5 bases for the average cigar consumer that they would enjoy. Traveling, ratings, accessories, the brand owners themselves. We kind of covered the 4 main bases with that.
Yeah. What for you, not being in cigar, like, historically, you didn't grow up in cigars. It's not like a family legacy of cigars. What is so attractive to you about this industry?
Well, like I told you earlier, man, I was an addict. So I spent a lot of time in isolation, got in some trouble. And a lot of people think the opposite of addiction is sobriety, and it's not, it's connection. And so I have found that in purpose throughout this industry. I was never a people person. I never wanted to talk to anybody, get face to face, and I enjoy.
Funny.
Yeah, right. You know, and it's what I do for a living.
Yeah.
I literally interview people for a living now. Yeah, man. I the stories that I'm able to tell. You know, I go to these places and I bring people in and I hear their background as well, and I completely relate to what they have going on. Everybody's got something going on, man.
Yeah.
Everybody has something going on. So when I'm able to sit down, smoke a cigar, talk about something they know, but then get personal and kind of pull some of those heartfelt questions out of people, whether it's family or some stuff that they got into, we all have that common denominator that kind of just equalizes everything.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts so far on this thing?
It started spicy.
Spicy?
It started spicy, yeah. Calming down. I'm not one of those guys that's going to tell you it's white pepper or black pepper. I have no idea. But this is my size right here. Good looking wrapper.
Skinny ring king.
Yeah.
So far, so good then.
So far, so good, man.
Yeah, this thing is Ramsey picked these for us today. Shout out to the man behind the cam. This looks like a Maduro of some sorts. And it's off to a delicious start. I like it. It's a little it's softer than I would have thought, and you can really retrohale it without it like making you want to cry. So far, I'm very much so enjoying this.
It's a skill to interview and think about the cigar at the same time. It is very much a skill.
Yeah, especially when you're the one answering all the questions.
What is this guy going to throw at me?
Yeah, exactly. You're thinking about that. You're like, I don't care. It stayed lit. It was great. Tell me what it is. Do you remember your first cigar?
Dude, a Black and Mild, but I don't remember my first.
Same, bro.
Wood tip wine.
Yeah, no vanilla. Wood tip vanillas.
Yeah, I remember my first box was a Tobacco Cafe con Leche. That was the first box of cigars I ever bought, man. I don't dabble in the flavored anymore, but I remember the first box I bought.
Man, and you guys are like in the heart of cigars, really in the U.S., like the last true like culture of it. I mean, even I feel like we were down in Miami. I know you were just in Miami too. I think 2 days before I was down there for Miami Cigar Festival. Mm-hmm. But even being back down there, I'm like, unless you're on H Street, the cigar culture, like you can't smoke anywhere unless it's a lounge, no restaurants. It just feels like a afterthought now, where that was like really what Miami was known for.
Yeah.
But when you go to Tampa, there's something different about Tampa, man. And I love Ybor City.
Yeah.
I love a lot of areas of Tampa. But there's something special about the way that they've preserved the cigar history. Mm-hmm. Like, why is that? Like, who are the people that have kept that alive, and how do they keep that alive?
Well, I mean, there was, 150 factories back in the day there. So you think about all these families that were there. I mean, we just shot a video for YouTube, and I mean, there was 8 lounges that I could hit in 15 minutes walking. Like we're just spoiled. Yeah, we're just spoiled on 7th Ave. I'm very spoiled to live in Tampa, but a lot of the owners are Cuban descent. Families were rollers. They came over here trying to get away from what that was, and they found jobs at the factories, and they stayed. Yeah, there is a diverse culture. There's a lounge for everybody. If you're looking for the ambiance and the galore, you got Grand Cathedral. If you want, regular retail sticks, you got a Monte Cristo. But then you also have all these mom and pop shops that are very much very homey. Very homey. You go in there, the owner's going to be there. You know he's going to be there. You know him by name. Yeah, Ybor is a special place, man. I tell everybody, looking for a spot to vacation and cigars is your thing, Ybor is the place to go.
100%.
Yeah.
And I've gotten the walk around through JC Newman's El Relejo, right?
El Relo.
I always say it wrong. It's so magnificent especially, it's pretty epic even without it being in the U.S. But then you add the fact that it's in the U.S., like, there's nothing like this. The next largest factory is like a quarter of the size of Creekside, and Creekside's not even that big. It's like normally like tiny. They can still make great cigars, cool. But El Relo is like history. Like, you walk through that thing, it's beautiful, it's old, it's they have a huge factory floor. It's such a like special place.
And they got the tour. You can go downstairs into the vault. They got all the stashed off stuff. You know, they take you to the aging room. They got rolling classes, tasting classes. They have 26 tobaccos there that you can go and pick a few and observe your palate, whatever you want to call it. Very special place there, Jason. I mean, what Drew has done and what Drew is going to continue to do. He just dropped the personal reserve program too. Where you can blend your own cigar, like stuff like that's just unique.
Really cool.
Yeah.
What when you look at everything you're doing with Cigar TV, what is the common through line that continues to like excite you? Because for everybody watching that doesn't make content on a regular basis, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work beyond just the videos you see. It's the travel, it's the editing, it's the pre-production, it's the post-production, it's the planning, it's showing up and being there to get the best out of it. But like, what are the pieces of content or the people you're meeting or the storylines that, I don't know, make you excited to keep going when you're like, man, I've shot 100 videos this month. I've traveled to 4 countries. What's that one that you're like, but I want to keep going?
I get a kick out of the factories for sure.
Yeah,
like,
me too.
I mean, we spent 9 days in Nicaragua. Which
9 days?
Oh, yeah, bro. I didn't know what I was doing. Shout out Trey Oliva. I love you, buddy. Thank you so much. You saved my ass. I had no idea. Just got back from DR, and I thought Nicaragua was the same thing. You call Ubers, and there's restaurants, might be a Chipotle. None of that. So AJ picked us up from the airport. We stayed with him the first 2 days, and then Trey Oliva, we stayed at his house the other 7 days with Gustavo. They hooked us up 100%, driver, everything, food.
Wow.
They took care of us. But definitely the factories, man. When you go see the factories, it's tough in this industry. I think you understand, too. It's like everybody, we're different in this aspect, different in that aspect. But when you go there in your 9 days, it's like everybody's process is kind of the same, right? But then you sit down with these guys and the passion that they have. I mean, AJ had 10 cigars between his fingers, and you're sitting there looking at this guy like, how do you know all this stuff, right? Like, what are you even doing? But yeah, the stories that you hear from these people are where they came from, the history that they're trying to preserve gives me a kick because I like storytelling. I like putting it together. I don't edit, but I sit there with my guys. This is how it needs to look. You know, we gotta do right by these people. So I get a kick out of touring the factories, hearing their stories. Anybody that wants to share with me, I am happy to listen and I'm happy to put the story together.
Yeah. That is that takes a special person, Sean. And we need it in cigars. We spend a lot of time talking about the smoke and mirrors of, I don't know, really the past 20 years of cigars. I feel like over the past couple of years, we've seen it break down a lot more. People have been showing more behind the scenes. But there's people like you and like your platform with Cigar TV that are breaking those barriers down. And that's creating what I think is new cigar smokers, which is great for our industry. We need new smokers or else we run out of smokers and then we run out of businesses.
Yeah. When I first got started, man, I was knocking on doors, calling everybody. I was driving from Naples up to who knows where to Orlando. Hey, this is who we're doing. Like, can we shoot your lounge? Come in here, shoot you some content. No.
They're saying no.
And then we pick up and it's an actual channel, and then they're like, well, are you still YouTube or your podcast? And it's like, no. So for me, the opportunity that's in this industry, in the content creation space, kind of like you guys are doing here, the innovation, there is so much room, and that really does excite me as well.
What does that mean to you when you say innovation as it relates to what we're doing and what you're doing?
I mean, Cigar Aficionado back in the day was a staple, right?
Yep.
Magazines, putting faces on covers, it sparked the movement, right? But it's changing. It is 100% changing, and there's nobody doing content like us, really getting in depth, telling a story, showing people. Like my young friends, they have no idea where the hell cigars come from. You know, they have no idea about any of that. We're doing a couple of things, Cigar Tube, where YouTube content creators can actually make some money. They can monetize.
Let's go.
We got a weed map. Not weed maps. It's called cigar maps, but it's like weed map from these Yelp pages. But for lounges, they can claim their page, upload their inventory. We're also going to put together a program we're actually getting ready to launch where lounges can take a cut of the ad revenue for playing the channel. Direct ad insertion. And just brands who couldn't compete with Aficionado and the big boys, they now have a space. And I think there's a lot of brands out there that do need recognition that don't have recognition. And I think there's some brands out there that need to go. It is what it is.
What's to you like a couple super underrated brands that you think people don't talk about enough?
Samprai.
Oh,
The DR.
they got that one like massive.
Yeah,
cigar
the Super
too.
Lancero.
We talked about that on one of our.
They're incredible. Tabacalera Palma.
Yeah.
Fantastic cigars. I'm just gonna stick with him for right now. That's my guy. I love his stuff and what they're doing. I mean, I was at PCA last year and I remember he was in the back and nobody was going by his booth.
Interesting.
And then I saw a couple months after him just picking up, and I would stop in his shops and I would see his stuff. But it was only high-class lounges, places where prestige, I guess, was a word you would say.
Yeah.
So what he's building over there, Samprai, is very impressive.
Yeah, that's I've smoked a couple of his stuff, but I would say they're one of the more requested boutique brands that I didn't really know about until we shot a podcast maybe 7 or 8 months ago, and one of our members broke out the yard long cigar.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
He's like, Senpai.
Yeah.
He was so excited to talk about it. But I haven't seen him in Cincy, but when I was in Tampa, it was either the CDM in Tampa or
Central Cigars carries
Central.
them.
That's where I think it was.
Over there in St. Pete.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's right, with Harold.
Yeah.
Shout out Harold. That's where I saw him. But yeah, really cool brand, and I like that they're kind of not just it. At least it doesn't appear that they're just trying to give their cigars to anybody who will take them. It looks like very intentional because a lot of the shops are consistent with their style. But you're in a lot of shops throughout any given month. I always like to know this selfishly because we're so isolated. There's not many shops here in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And we're obviously in Creekside all the time.
Yeah.
Like when you walk into a lounge and you have what you consider a great experience, like what are the great lounges doing? And where are some of the lounges you think just getting left or going to be getting left behind?
So the first thing I look at, I'm tall. I can see on top of shelves.
Oh.
Are people wiping these things down? That's the cleanliness of a lounge is the first thing that I look at. After that, we talked about it earlier too, hospitality. Do you just stare at me when I walk in the door? Do you ask me my name and what I would like to drink? Do you need any help? Also, selection. You can tell by somebody's humidor if they're really involved and up to date with what's going on or not. There's guys who are just going to carry what they carry because they got, the golf guys and the retirees who come through, and there is no problem with that, right? But if you're really trying to stay up to date, I can tell by your humidor if you're involved or not. Those are probably the big three things. I don't care what the bar looks like. I mean, I don't care what the seating looks like, right? What is the hospitality like? What's going on? Are the TV's on? The TV's broke. You know what I mean? Like, can we change out the TV? Like, just small stuff like that. Yes. Just care about your space, man. It's like, treat it like your home. Like, would you leave dirty dishes in your sink? No.
Yep.
So wipe it up, man. Wipe it up.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like another thing we've talked about at some point today, but this isn't the case in restaurants, in cafes, in great hotels. Like, these are like standard practices that separate the good and the bad. But for some reason in cigars, it's like revolutionary to consider cleanliness, being warm and welcoming, having everything like orderly to a certain extent, as much as you can control with it. But then I also think, and I wonder if you've ever experienced this, you're not so much on the lounge side, but when I think about hotel or restaurants and cigar lounges, I always think about like the people that love to like bring their cigars to a cigar lounge. And I always have to think to myself, I'm like, would you ever bring the product of the place you're going to and to sit there and eat it? Like, are you bringing a steak to a restaurant?
The idea runs through my head all the time.
You know
but I
what
want
I
to
mean?
open my own lounge, right? And there's basic rules that I think should just be followed. And it's like insane to me. I love how you guys have the sign up for it.
Yeah.
Buy something in the humidor.
Yeah,
man.
just you don't have to spend $50. You don't have to do this. We're not going to do a cutting fee.
No.
Just, we are not here if you just use this as your personal smoking lounge.
Yeah.
Like that it doesn't work economically. Can't exist.
No. And her class said it too. Like, the amount of time I spend in cigar lounges, if I spent that in a restaurant, I would have the VIP table and the VIP service, the amount of time I spend in the lounge.
Yeah, I love where he's talking about you forget about the members
The
and
regulars.
the consistent people that keep you in business. They don't get the same attention.
Yeah, and the cigar industry is tough because, right, those regulars probably want to be left alone. They probably know what they're doing, right? So you got to find that common ground. But at the same time, you do want that experience when you come here. I mean, it's tough, right? You got to find that middle ground. You got to find the middle ground.
So if you were to open a cigar lounge, I know you've thought about it, you've gone down the process to some extent. What would it be like?
Bayside Cigar Company.
I own it. Quick, Ramsey, buy it right now.
Oh man, I don't
put it down there in Hyde Park.
Right on the water. Yeah, find something, little something.
What are the things you would do though? Like,
I love, and I'm not trying to piggyback off y'all, but the Creekside custom stuff.
Yeah.
The Discord, the online presence.
Yes.
The content that you guys shoot. There's the generic stuff. Like, you have $15 to spend. What are you grabbing? Definitely, I love a cut and light, right? But it's a little played out. Do some dinners, bring in some people.
Yeah.
Do some dinners. Highlight sporting events. Get them involved. How you got podcasts with my people? My staff would be. I know who I would hire in my head. Yeah. Right. I know who I would hire. But make sure they're personable and taking care of the people and people who want to be up front and on camera as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the other thing with, not many people have gone to the factories and shot the amount of content you have. Not many people have gone into lounges and shot the amount of content that you have. I would argue nobody has.
No. It costs you a lot of money.
Yeah. 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 Most people that try and do it are like immediately trying to figure out how they're going to like pay for all of this stuff and not like the long game of, if we're going to actually build something sustainable and impactful, we're going to have to invest at the beginning to make it happen. Yeah. So I give you guys like so much credit for being willing to do that, because without that, nobody would do this for cigars. If they did, it's these one-off videos where they can raise enough money to shoot the production, promote said brand. Yeah. And then it just keeps it with like the same faces, the same brands. It doesn't tell the culture story of what's happening in cigars. So when I started seeing you guys bring Unrolled outside of just Tampa, I was like, yes. Yeah. I know it's a lot of work and I know it's a lot of money to take it outside of Tampa. But I'm like, this is where you start to see how serious you guys are taking this. And we're starting to look at cigars as a whole, as a country, and I'm sure eventually as the world. But what is the culture of cigars? Like, you have to go into the place where people buy and smoke them. Yeah. You have to go to where they're made. Yeah. I love what you guys are doing. I'm really grateful you are in the cigar industry.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's people don't know where these cigars come from. They don't know what goes into it. They're hanging at the lounge, they just hop in the humidor. They don't know about the rollers. They don't know about the factory workers, the factory manager. They don't know about the warehouse workers. They don't know about PCA and people fighting, political battles all day, every day. So every little lane, I'm able to tell a story, and I'm willing to do so.
I would even argue when you learn about the hands that it takes to make this, when you see the process, when you buy that cigar in the humidor and you come out here and it's plugged, or you come out here and something's wrong, once in every 20 or 30 times you sit down, handmade product, something goes wrong, your ability to understand how that could happen is so impactful, because you're not just like, oh, like this horrible cigar, like it's plugged on me, or it's broke, or it's got to be this person's problem, or this. It's like, do you understand what goes into making this product? Yeah. Like, this is going to happen at some point. There's not machines making them.
100%.
That's the best part about this product. Yeah. It's still handmade, hand-picked, hung, dried, destemmed, sorted by eye, not by some AI scanner that sorts the best wrapper. No, it's these three ladies back here. Right. They pick every wrapper that you smoke on a cigar. Yeah. But it adds this level of like empathy in a way from the customer, where they like are more invested and they're more gracious towards a bad cigar experience, which obviously you're not going to smoke cigars you love all the time. But it takes it from being like, this one's shit, I'm going to grab another one, or like, what's wrong with you guys? How could you sell me a bad cigar? I don't know, man. You really got to see how these things are made. Like, you'd be so impressed that most of them that you smoke are even smokable.
Yeah. I mean, and so many people support all these influencers and everything going on around here. Like, I get to go and see like the families and where these people live at in these countries. And like, you people don't make money at all. Like, I think they make at AJ $9 a day. Yeah. Not to throw that out there. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but like $9 a day.
Yeah.
The people live, and that's middle class. Yeah. Like, we're supporting families and children. We're going to schools are being built, foundations, stuff of this nature. Kids would never have any opportunities, or wouldn't have the opportunities if we didn't smoke the cigars that we smoke.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It is a magnificent industry. Checking back in.
Is it Dominican?
Well, he can't tell you to the end.
He can't tell me
but
to
you
the
think
end?
it's Dominican? What makes you think it's Dominican?
It's just not too up in my face.
Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to figure out. This is a really interesting cigar because it looks like it should be a more intense thing, but it's like soft and like bright, like citrusy. That's the only word I can use to describe this.
I don't get a salty note off of too many cigars, but I'm getting some salt here.
That would make me think Dominican too.
Yeah, it's feeling salty.
And I have no idea what you're smoking.
Hey man, we got some cool things coming out.
Tell me.
We're working on a box program, not working with lounges.
Okay.
Where brands that we shot behind the blend episodes, we're gonna connect the retailer to these smaller guys so they can bring in these said trays that hold 5 or 6 brands.
Okay.
And we'll connect the dots where the retailers can bring in different brands that they normally wouldn't bring in and test it out with their customer, but also they can see the story behind because we shot the Behind the Blend episode. And Behind the Blend we shot with smaller brands, so it's able to get them into some retail shops that I have relationships with. So it's gonna be this connection between retailer and brand that I don't think was able to happen before.
Well, yeah, also because the money that it takes to produce stuff like that.
Yeah.
Your smaller brand isn't investing in that. They're trying to buy tobacco.
Yes.
They're trying to buy inventory.
Yeah.
Okay, so there will be like a certain display.
Yeah, a Cigar TV tray.
And then they'll be able to like scan something to like watch
the episode we shot. Yeah.
Sick.
So it'll help the smaller brands get into the retailers I built relationships with, and it'll also help the retailers bring in small brands that they might not they'd be skeptical to bring in, right?
Yeah.
But then their customers can tell them if they like it or not. And then it's a tray so you can sub them out.
That is.
Yeah.
I've also seen on your website custom cigars.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We're getting ready to launch that too. That's how I got started. So I built a customization platform. It's like Nike ID for sneakers, but it was for cigar bands. I was opening the private lounge, and I knew a lot of NBA guys, so I was going to do that.
Okay.
I was going to make them custom cigars, smoke them, try to sell them, license it through them, and all that fell apart. And the lounge thing fell apart, so I sidelined the customization. I found a manufacturer in Nicaragua that would do 2,500 minimum customization orders.
Wow.
So it comes out to $70 a box, 20 cigars, fully custom embossed bands. There's going to be 20 templates you can choose from, sub all the colors, logos, type. You can pick one of 45 blends. You can also do a custom blend at an upcharge, and then one of 3 box sizes or just bundles to your door.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and this is made for like consumers.
Yes, I'm going after.
And they can share with friends and like, really like that old school, like custom.
Yeah, I'm going after real estate companies, boating manufacturers, bowl games, events, stuff of that nature. So I'm getting ready to hit that one.
And you just, I'm not asking you to share what factory it is, but you met this guy through like your travels or through like, how'd you get connected with this factory?
He was in Tampa.
Okay.
They do a lot of the house blend, call it newspaper cigars.
Cool.
So
someone just hit an eagle.
Yeah. That guy's having a good time. Shout out him. He gave me a cigar earlier, actually.
Cole?
Yeah.
He poured the Stag Junior over here, I'm drinking.
But yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good. Just the wrapping in the lifestyle, right? I think a lot of cigar people are just cigar oriented and they're scared to maybe venture. Yeah, we do a golf event here, we do stuff like that. But what about the fishing and
yes, bro,
watches, lifestyle? How do we grab these industries and bring them to us? All right. So it's creating new cigar smokers in a different way. I mean, you sell a house and you give the lady a box of wine and some flowers. It's good to do some cigars. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's making it more accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some other stuff I want to talk to you about as it relates to the different microcosms of people who smoke cigars and like telling their story that I think would be like a really interesting series or show. I've learned early on with our pod, like some stuff we can hash out, and some stuff I'm like, we're gonna talk about this later before I see someone pop up with this
Right.
on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's the beauty of this and what you're doing is at least the ideas are endless because nobody has tapped into it. That I feel like you're wired a lot of the way that I am, and the ability to generate ideas is what's exciting.
Yeah.
And then like, all right, let's go do it. Let's try it. It might suck. Okay, we're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna learn. We'll make it better. We're gonna optimize it. But I just cigars are better because Sean Mobley's in them, baby. That's how I feel.
We're trying. It's the customization thing. It's and all the ideas in the cigar industry. You got to be careful because it still is an old industry, so you don't want to drop too much on them at one time. I mean, we took AI and taught it cigars. We were putting a show together around that, and that should be coming out late in the year. But the ideas are endless, man. There is untapped potential in this industry, and the customization platform is cool too because I don't touch. Not that I don't touch anything, but it's fully automated, right? So it's not like you're going back and forth with graphic designer. You're not having.
Well, that's probably why no one's done it.
Yeah,
because of the amount of time it would take to do.
I've talked to a couple of people that have tried to do it, and it's a complete headache.
Yeah.
You know, so streamline. We're just trying to streamline everything.
It's awesome.
And with the eyeballs and the channel and the way that it's going and what we expect, you can start doing some things now because you have the eyeballs that weren't there before.
Content, when people are watching, leads to another layer that you get influence and you're able to make things happen. That's why I also think it's important that the right people are getting the influence, right? In the industry, are they the ones pushing it forward, or are they using their influence to hold it back just for their gain and their benefit?
Absolutely.
All right, final thoughts on that cigar there. I know you've only made it about halfway. It happens. We're having a good convo.
It's definitely Dominican.
Okay.
I think.
I love that you're just going all in on it.
Okay, I got a head nod. I hope so. No. I have no idea. It's good. I would smoke this again 100%.
That's a great rating. What do we got, Ramsey? You are smoking. Oh, that's a Nicaraguan Puro.
Get the hell out of here.
God, I love smoking blind. Aganorsa. Rare Leaf.
Really?
Corojo.
Really?
Lonsdale, 6x44. Dude, that was one of our favorite cigars last year.
Dude, I'm not even gonna sit here and act like I'm a guy who knows this stuff. That's why we brought on tobacconists to do the review show. Hey man.
He's backtracking.
Hey, I'm backtracking hard. But yeah. Hey, I was smoking again.
That's what counts. This morning we shot a podcast. I'm like, this cigar is 100% X. And they were like, no. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, this thing, let me get one more puff. Chocolatey. It's got a little bit of this citrus thing, kind of powdery. I will say I have enjoyed this cigar. I would certainly smoke it again. What country are you? I'm going to go Nicaraguan. I'm going to go... Now I'm just... No, you know what? You know what this could be? This might not be Nicaraguan. I'm changing my mind, Ramsey. I'm going Dominican. I'm going to go Davidoff Maduro. There's something happening here that tastes very unique.
Room 101.
Which one?
Hit and run.
Oh, okay. That's Dominican, right? Nicaraguan? God, we're all over the place today, bro. We don't know anything. I don't know why you guys listen to us all the time. Room 101, hit and run.
Shout out Room 101.
Shout out to Room 101. One of the OG boutiques that did things differently.
Dude, we're in Tampa, man, and you got the Fuentes, we got the Padrones, we got Davidoff, Licencia. I love when I go to a shop and they got something y'all be talking about.
Yeah.
It makes me happy, man.
Yeah.
It does make me happy. I wish there was more of that in Tampa.
Yeah. I think it's... I genuinely think as cigar smokers get younger, as cigars reach more people through the internet, through content, and they hear about more cigars that they've just never heard about. Like, you can't really, we talk about this all the time, you can't blame someone that comes in here and doesn't want to smoke some of the stuff we have because they've never heard of it.
Right.
They're like, no, just give me the Perdomo Champagne. Just give me the Monte Cristo White. Like, I know it. I like it. That's what I want. Until you hand them something else and say, just trust me.
Yeah.
And genuinely, if you don't like it, and I'm going to know if you don't like it based on how much you smoke, I'm going to give you something else. No strings attached. When you start to invite people into experiencing the new stuff, they smoke them and they fall in love.
Yeah.
So I have hope that boutiques are going to continue to grow the market share of smaller, sub $10 million companies, or start to take over some of the public companies. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I have hope with the future of cigar smoking.
Yeah.
All right. Final thoughts, Sean. Tell people where they can watch Cigar TV, all the handles, all of this. I really want to make sure that people know about this, especially as the regulations for cigars start to get tighter.
Yeah.
You never know with YouTube. You never know with Meta.
Yeah.
Cigar TV is here, people. And you can also watch the Creekside Pod on Cigar TV.
Yeah.
And you should go check it out. Tell them where they can find it.
Yeah, man. Cigar TV, we're on Roku, Distro TV, Freecast, and 12 other streaming services. You can go to our website, cigartv.com, and find all this information. Also, a lot of our shows are up there. A lot of original documentaries we shot as well, and there's more of those coming out as well. Our Instagram is The Cigar TV, as well as the rest of our shows and socials. We got a lot of stuff coming out. We're going to PCA next week. We'll see y'all there.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we're collaborating with PCA to put a documentary together on that, and not just your typical, this is the new cigar of the year, go booth to booth BS content, really in depth, showing people what PCA does and what that event is all about. Like I said, we got 2 more shows coming out at the end of the year, lifestyle stuff, and a lot more unique things. YouTube as well as the Cigar TV, a lot of vlog style travel content as well. So
right on. I look forward to it all, and appreciate you and the whole crew being here to celebrate with us, man. It means a lot.
2 years, man, for you guys. We're excited to be here. It's an incredible place, man. So
thank you.
Very excited to enjoy.
Thank you. All right, Creekside fam. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you, as always, for the support, for watching, for commenting, for liking. It means the world to all of us here. We will see you next Friday for another pod right here at the Creek. Peace.